Hey, welcome back to Man Sewing, everybody. This is Rob, and we have been reading your comments like crazy. We love them. Keep them coming. And so many of you are asking me, how do I make this awesome ironing surface that I've got here on the set? Now, I came up with a crazy idea using these leftover bolts from your fabric. Yeah, right? You always wanted to know what you could do with these because you have them in piles and piles around the house. Well, this one, just to be clear, it's got a piece of lumber in there, and then I wrapped batting around it and just basically made a pillowcase. So I'm going to show you those steps, but just beware, this does not have cardboard bolts in here. But I want you to make yourself an awesome portable ironing board using a couple, 2 or 3 of these. So our supplies we're going to use is a couple, 2 or 3 of these old bolts. I've got some batting. I'm actually using a couple different layers of batting, so 2 layers of thickness. About 1.5 yards of any fabric. Your stash will work perfect for that. Of course, finally some manly sewing supplies like duct tape and a Sharpie marker and the rotary cutter. Probably not even using the ruler much for this one, right? So the first key, so that I kind of measure and cut as I go with this kind of work, the first key is to get our board set up. Look at this. I thought it would be super cool if we made them here so that you could have them and they would accordion fold out, be nice and secure, and slide into the pillowcase we're about to make here. So your first step is to tape these bad boys together. Now, in doing that, you're just going to work on 2 at a time, and I'm not sure if I've already told you this or not, but I'm using bolts from the same manufacturer. So these ones just happen to be Kaufman bolts, and the reason is because I want them to be the same thickness. Not every manufacturer uses the same thickness of the boards. So, and it doesn't matter which side because these are going to flip back and forth. Now, you only need duct tape to go from one end to the next. And I'll do my best not to tear this in front of the microphone so it's not super loud. Okay, so we're just taping this here. Down, stick, 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 tear it off there, give it a little extra pressure, okay? Now I'm going to flip this over, and on the third board, I'm doing it on the opposite side. Okay, so we're just going to push that together nice. Here, couldn't be much easier. I don't really want it to overlap too much because I do need to be able to make sure that accordion fold happens. So we've got it like that. Now the other trick is to tape the other side. So we want to tape this gap so we're not getting sticky everywhere. So this trick I'm kind of doing, so I have a third hand. And we're going to do the same thing from this side. And this is really just to keep the goo from our super tape here from hanging on. So I'm just taping those sides, right? That couldn't be much easier. This would be a good thing to get your significant other involved in. If they wanted to be in your sewing room a little bit with you, they could hold the cardboard for you, right? Wouldn't that be a fun job for that person? Okay, so we've got those secured. And that's basically it, right? That's all you need so that we can accordion fold them because I want it to be as portable as possible for you. That's a mouthful, right? Okay, now the next thing we're going to do, and I've already pre-prepped it, and on this one, we just have basically 2 layers of batting, but I like the feel of these better with 2 layers on each side. So I'm going to show it to you here. I'll just show you right now because I'm getting all tongue-tied over it. I have made already one that has got 4 pieces of batting, 2 for each side. To get it ready to stitch though, you're going to sew up one side. This has been folded so it's obviously larger than the boards. Right, larger than the boards. We're going to slip it in from this side. So I've sewn up one side, and then I take my boards, slide these in here. Then what I want to do is I want to push them in taut, but I don't want to pull it too much because I want the spring load of the batting to keep everything nice and secure. Like that. Let me move this a little bit better for you. And I just kind of make sure it's tidy. And then all you're going to do is take your Sharpie marker out, mark that line like this, and then you might want to mark it from the other side as well because sometimes when you go to approach the sewing machine, the girth of the batting is on the wrong side. So if you don't know which side you want, mark them both. So as you get to the sewing machine, you've got the markings just the way you want. And when I do these kinds of pillowcase fold and sew tricks, I like to start my needle at the folded side so that I'm not pushing a bunch of pucker or ripple down in. So if I'm coming to the machine, I'm starting up here at the folded side. I'm going to drop this right underneath here, and I'm just going to go ahead and sew all the way down until that's complete. And keep in mind, I'm recommending you have 2 layers on both sides, so you're going to be sewing through 4 layers of batting. And it really is that simple. So here is the one with 4 layers. Just to show you what I did, there was the stitch line you saw. Here's the stitch line with the Sharpie inside of it. And all we want to do now, just to make it beautiful, is turn the right sides out. And you really don't have to do this. This is going to be hidden. But this is also going to act like kind of actually, we were talking about it. Jake, he's a wonderful guy that runs the camera. You can't see him, but I can see him right now. We were talking about making this into a tote bag for you. So you could actually have a travel supply bag that was your ironing surface. But then we thought maybe we were getting a little carried away. So if you don't think we were carried away, you should make your own ironing travel tote bag for classes and let us know how it turned out. So this bad boy is just going to slide right in here now. Fits perfect, right? And then the last thing we need to do is get ready to go ahead and put our fabric on here. So I was playing around and I've trimmed this down, and what we figured we need to do is about 2 inches larger than the board itself. And I'm saying it that way instead of giving you real numbers because not every board is the same size, and you might want to make more of these to make a larger space. So what I am going to do, I am going to finish this bottom edge first so that it is nice and tidy. And the way I like to do that is I'm going to basically do a single fold and a double fold. Kind of finger press that. And now that's going to go right underneath the presser foot. And I'm going to just stitch this down. And I think what I'd like to do for this one is I'm going to move my needle all the way over to my left-hand position, so I'm stitching right on that finished edge. That's going to make it look nice. That there. We should be ready to go here. So let me stitch this up for you real quick. Okay, now that I've got my bottom cuff made, that's going to be the opening, right? We're going to go ahead and make it so that our fabric is 2 inches wider than our boards. So first of all, let's go ahead and measure our boards, right? So if I look across here, got my finger on it, I'm at about 23 basically. So let's go ahead and make this about 25 inches wide. We want it about 2 inches wide, and I want to be able to use my fold over here. So I'm going to take this to 25 on my mat. Don't usually use my mat for the markings, but this will be just as easy this way. Just going to slide it real quick so that my machine's not in my way. We said we wanted 25. Once you've started a nice long cut like that, it's wise to just use the cut you're creating to finish it out there like that. Now I don't care what the mat looks like as far as the markings go. Okay, so we've got that. And now we're going to make this so we check it that it's right sides together. We're going to go ahead and sew this up the top. And I actually have that needle still in that left-hand needle position. So this is going to take a larger bite than a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I'm also going to back stitch at my start. We're going to trim the top the same way when we get there. I just want to make sure it fits perfect for us. I also want this to be a little bit longer than my board so that if I wanted to in a class, I could just fold it under and make it so that it wasn't maybe as unsightly on that end. This is going to fit perfect, by the way. I'm super excited. And I think what I'm going to do is just grab that Sharpie marker, make my life easy, and I'm going to take the top down. It looks like 2 inches or so. But as you can tell, I'm just using my equipment for my measurement as I work through here. All right. Now let's go ahead and sew that part up. And for this, I'm going to still start on my folded edge, even though I'm basically sewing into a pocket on both sides. Back stitching. Okay, are you ready for this? All the sewing's done and my fingers are gonna be crossed as I stick them in here. Now I'm thinking this is gonna work best if we organize our fabric and then we organize our batting and then we drop our boards in. Let's give it a try. Like that, like that. Now, as I was saying earlier, this wooden one that's here on the set at all times has got the batting duct taped around the back, so nothing's moving. It's not portable, so to speak. Once you get your batting in here in place, I don't think you're going to be taking the batting in and out often. Maybe just the board so that that can be portable. The batting and the fabric, if anything, want to kind of hold together. So once I get my corners organized of the batting into the fabric here, it's kind of like monkeying around with your duvet cover after you've washed your duvet cover again. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to put my hands up inside of the batting itself. See that? Hands up inside of the batting, and now I'm kind of pushing it all around. That's going to be nice and taut there. I like the way it's looking so far. Now the idea is we can take our accordion boards, slide them in the accordion format, so that's nice and easy, and go all the way up to the top, right? And then stand them up, open one, open the other. Oh, it's genius! I love it! I love it! Look at that. So, cool thing is you actually have now batting on both sides, so you can iron from either side if you need it, if this had gotten maybe soiled from that fusible I was talking about, right? This is genius. Oh, I'm so excited. And the reason I did end up going with 2 layers of batting is I have the smoothness. I'm not feeling the ripples between those cardboard pieces in there. So I am super excited you were able to watch me kind of build this on the fly. And so while I'm creating new projects, all I can say is press on until next time at Man Sewing.